All right, the jury turned the light on a few minutes ago and said they had a verdict. The verdicts, they just had to write them up, and now they've indicated that they have them written up. Are we ready for the jury? Bring jury in, please.
Right now, ABC 24 is taking you live into the courtroom as two former Shelby County deputies wait to hear their fate. We do know a verdict has been reached. Deputies Stevon Jones and Courtney Parham are on trial facing second-degree murder and aggravated assault charges. Again, we have gotten word that a verdict has been reached in that trial. As soon as we get some activity again, we're going to take you live inside the courtroom as it is read. A little bit of background on this case as we await again just moments away. The video we've got showing them involved in a violent struggle inside 201 Poplar back in 2022 that led to inmate Gershun Freeman's death. This is some screen caps of that video you're seeing there now. This just saw closing arguments yesterday, during which prosecutors pointed directly to these images, arguing deputies went too far and failed to step in and save Freeman's life. Again, we are just moments away of the reading of that verdict. We'll see. But again, while we wait, it was just yesterday, the defense and prosecutions. All right, it does look like we're starting to get some activity there in the courtroom. Let's see if we can take a live look in now.
All right, I hear the jury's reached verdicts. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
May I see the jacket, please? Y'all have a seat, please. All right. Verdicts read as follows. As to count one, we, the jury, find the defendant Stevon Jones not guilty of count one. Is that everyone's verdict?
Yes, sir.
Anyone say that's not your verdict? All right. Count one as to Mr. Parham. We, the jury, find the defendant Courtney J. Parham guilty of criminally negligent homicide as included in count one. Is that everyone's verdict?
Yes, sir.
Anyone say that's not your verdict? Count two. We, the jury, find the defendant Stevon Jones not guilty of count three. Is that everyone's verdict?
Yes, sir.
Anyone say that's not your verdict? Count three as to Mr. Parham. We, the jury, find the defendant Courtney J. Parham guilty of reckless endangerment as included in count three. Is that everyone's verdict?
Yes, sir.
Anyone say that's not your verdict? As to count four, we, the jury, find the defendant Stevon D. Jones not guilty of count four. Is that everyone's verdict?
Yes, sir.
Anyone say that's not your verdict? All right. I want to thank y'all very much for a long, complicated trial. And y'all were very patient and hung in there with us. We really appreciate it. I'm going to break in we're going to hold you for a couple more minutes to have a jury certificate to give y'all in the back. If you just wait in the back, I'll be with you in just a minute, okay? Thank y'all very much for your service to our county and our state of Tennessee. All right, Mr. Jones, the jury having found you not guilty of all three counts, you are discharged, sir. Thank you very much. As far as Mr. Parham, of course, I'll let him stay out on his same bond. We need a sentencing date if we can. What date would y'all like? We need at least 30 days. And he'll need to talk, to get a pre-sentence report done, he'll need to talk to Ms. Back there, to our probation lady, Ms. Irvin. Mr. Parham, what we're going to do is we're going to get a sentencing date for you. You're going to have to talk to the pre-sentence person. to get a pre-sentence report done. We'll have a sentencing hearing, and after we have that sentencing hearing, your attorneys can file a motion for new trial. Anything that you think the jury's done wrong or this court's done wrong in your trial, we'll have a hearing on that, and if that's denied, then you have a right to appeal to the Court of Criminal Appeals. But we're going to start the process by letting you talk to Ms. Irvin in the back, in the front row over there, to get your pre-sentence report done for the sentencing hearing, okay? What date would y'all like?
Would September 25th be available?
That Friday the 25th, is that all right with the state? Okay. All right, so Mr. Parham, you're ordered to be back September 25th at 9 o'clock for sentencing hearing, okay? Thank you very much. We will show the court adjourned, please.
Yes, sir. All rise.
All right.
Court's adjourned tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
Your Honor, may I have a pre-sentence report ordered?
Absolutely. I'll be back in just a minute with this. I give the
All right, well, you just heard the verdict right there, a split verdict. There is differing results for both of those two Shelby County inmates. Let's break down a little bit of what we just heard now. Stevon Jones, not guilty on all counts. Meanwhile, Courtney Parham has been found guilty on all counts. That includes second-degree murder charges. He has been convicted there and now has a sentencing date of September 25th. That we just heard from. So again, split verdicts in this case of Shelby County jailers. Stevon Jones, not guilty. He's free to go. He is a free man. However, Courtney Parham, he will remain out on bond, as you heard, but he was found guilty of second-degree murder in the death of inmate Gershun Freeman. So a lot to take in right now, but again, the big headline there, a conviction for Courtney Parham and an acquittal for Stevon Jones. This has been a trial that's been ongoing for well over a week now, dating back to an incident back in 2023, resulting in the death of inmate Gershun Freeman. There has been some results in with a split verdict. Again, Stevon Jones not guilty on all counts, whereas Courtney Parham was found guilty. We're just going to hopefully hear from our reporter there in the courtroom here in just a moment. But as of now, this now moves into a new phase. If you heard the judge saying that Mr. Parham has the opportunity to appeal. He can try and go for a new trial, but this moves into now a post-conviction phase for Parham, and he has a sentencing date of September 25th. So we will certainly be following it for you when that date comes around. But as of right now, a split verdict again. Stevon Jones not guilty on all counts. Courtney Parham found guilty on all counts. Don't know exactly what led to the discrepancy there, why jurors decided one was guilty while the other was not. But obviously that'll certainly be for Parham to appeal, and he'll be making that argument as well as he moves forward. But as of now, he is guilty of second-degree murder and aggravated assault, as well as some other charges there. So significant day here in the Mid-South. Stevon Jones walks free, not guilty on all those charges. Courtney Parham has been found guilty. So we finally have got some resolution in this case. Again, that we had closing arguments yesterday. Prosecutors pointing directly to some of those images, arguing deputies went too far, failed to step in and save Freeman's life. And does seem like the jury agreed, at least in one of those cases, with Courtney Parham being convicted. Stevon Jones, though, will walk free. He is a free man, with inmate Gershun Freeman dying in custody there as a result of 2 deputies. We are going to toss it now over to our Shakina Davis, who's been in the courtroom. Shakina, what can you describe? What's the scene there right now as you see it?
Yes, again, as Kevin just mentioned, we have been in this day 11 of testimony, along with the jury closing deliberations and closing arguments that we have been seeing here. Again, today a verdict was reached that Stevon Jones has been found not guilty of all 3 charges, counts that were announced there in a courtroom. Again, this is all in the death of Gershun Freeman. Again, Courtney Parham, he has been charged again with is what they said, negligent homicide and reckless endangerment. Again, he will be supposed to be back in court for his sentencing hearing September 25th. Again, we have been following this for days now. Again, today getting that verdict regarding both former Shelby County corrections deputies here. Again, in the death of Gershun Freeman, started all the way back in 2022. Again, we will continue to follow this. We're trying to see if any of the attorneys will come out and speak with us regarding the verdict today and just the whole trial that has been going on. And we will continue to bring you updates as soon as we have those. And if we hear from the attorneys or from either side, or hopefully both sides, that we will be able to get more information to wrap up what's going on here today. Back to you.
All right, thank you for that, Shakina. Again, let's just want to get some clarity. I'll list off some of these charges exactly. I've got them listed here. Courtney Parham found guilty of criminally negligent homicide and as well guilty of reckless endangerment. Again, he has been found guilty. He'll now move into that post-conviction process. Stevon Jones, though, again, not guilty of second-degree murder, not guilty of intentionally knowing aggravated assault resulting in death, and not guilty of assault. So a split verdict here on this day. One Shelby County corrections deputy walking free, the other potentially now going to jail. Let's take you back in there. We're sending you back in. It looks like someone's speaking.
LAURENMASSEY, William Massey, WILLIAM, Massey, MASSEY.
And your client was found not guilty of all charges.
No, that was Stevon Jones.
Okay, sorry. Your client was found guilty of the charges. What was your reaction to the verdict?
Mr. Parham was found guilty of criminally negligent homicide, which is a Class E felony. So in Tennessee, that carries 1 to 2 years and is eligible for alternative sentencing. He was also found guilty of reckless endangerment, which is a Class A misdemeanor. The jury came down from a second-degree murder charge, which would have been a Class A felony carrying 15 to 25 years. While we have always believed and stood by Courtney that he was not guilty of anything in this circumstance, we understand the jury's verdict and we appreciate them listening to all of the proof. It was a substantial amount of evidence that was entered and a highly emotional topic. So we appreciate them taking the time and consideration to take in all the evidence and to listen to all of the attorneys and to come to the result that they did.
Where do you guys go from here? I know you put in a lot of time, a lot of effort to get prepared for all of this. We saw that throughout the trial. So where do you guys go from here? I'm sure it's not over.
No, so next will be the sentencing phase. And I anticipate that we will be asking for a form of alternative sentencing. So we are currently set for September the 25th for that to happen. And Courtney will have the opportunity to talk to the judge and explain why he's a good candidate for something like alternative sentencing.
And how long could that process take?
So usually there's a report that has to be made that will take at least 30 days to be made for the judge's consideration. So the sentencing is usually within somewhere between 30 and 90 days of the verdict.
It's going to sound like a stupid question, but I'm going to ask it anyways. I mean, are you guys happy with this outcome?
I have mixed feelings. I absolutely appreciate the jury and the verdict that they came to. I understand. But this is a case, I mean, we poured our hearts and souls into. We truly believe that Courtney is not guilty of this. But I do understand why the jury came to the verdict that they came to. So while I was hoping for that not guilty, I completely understand and respect the verdict that the jury came to.
Is there anything your client would wish to say or can say?
I think he's still taking it all in right now. This has been a heavy 2.5 weeks. This was an incredibly long trial. I think all of us are physically and mentally exhausted. I'm sure the jurors are too. So we're just moving forward and looking forward to sentencing.
Awesome job. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Basically what the jury did is say he should have been aware of the risk of death. And he wasn't. He was negligent. There was nothing intentional, nothing knowing about this act. It was saying he should have been aware. It's the lowest grade felony that they have in Tennessee. So I echo Ms. Fuchs' gratitude to the jury and her belief in Courtney Parham. We still believe in him. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right, so as you see, Courtney Parham, they're walking away with his lawyers in tow. Does seem like from their arguments, they're feeling okay about the process. You heard the lawyer say mixed feelings after a conviction, so does seem like things are resolvable, as you heard her say. Courtney Parham potentially looking at 1 to 2 years as a result of this, as the quote, the lowest grade felony they have in Tennessee, and even potentially eligible for alternative sentencing. So I misspoke earlier if I said he may be going to jail. It seems like it's actually possible he's not going to be, despite this conviction. As you heard, they were very happy. Second-degree murder was not discussed. They brought it down to a negligence, so nothing intentional was the verdict there from the jury. It does look like we're going to hear from some more lawyers there now. We'll take it back in.
First and your last names, spell them out for us, and then your title and position.
Sure. Glenn Funk, Glenn, I'm the district attorney for Nashville.
Amy Hunter, AMyHunter. I'm a deputy district attorney in Nashville.
Chantley Frazier, CHANTLEY, assistant district attorney in Nashville.
And tell me, what was your reaction to today's verdict? I know one of the defendants was found guilty, one was found not guilty. What's your reaction?
Convictions for in-custody deaths when people are in custody, law enforcement custody, are exceedingly rare. Obviously, we felt very strong about the proof in this case, and we are very satisfied with the amount of attention that this jury put on this case. And as far as the verdict, we've got a felony conviction for an in-custody death against a Shelby County Sheriff's Office jailer. What we hope is that this verdict will make it less likely that other people get killed in the Shelby County Jail, because 201 Poplar needs to be a safe place. If the Memphis jail cannot be a safe place, then how can the Memphis streets be safe?
There was a lot that went into this trial. I mean, here we are on day 11. You guys put together, a lot of different elements for your case. Just talk about everything that built up, the effort you guys put in to get to this point.
Yeah, obviously, we put a whole lot of effort into this case, which is why we're exceedingly gratified that the jury held Courtney Parham accountable in this case. I am reluctant to make further comments beyond those that I've already made, because there are still 7 other co-defendants that are set in a couple weeks, and Mr. Parham has a sentencing hearing in a little over a month, and I do not want to do anything that could prejudice any of the future proceedings.
The family's right here.
Hi, would you guys want to?
We have not even had a chance to visit with them. Can y'all wait for a minute while I
Yeah,
talk to them?
of course, take your time.
Okay, thank you.
All right, as you see, there's some of the family members meeting with the lawyer. Obviously, we'll try and get a check-in as soon as they're willing to speak. But obviously, this situation still unfolding. Those are the prosecutors speaking, a little bit disappointed. Although they do say, I mean, it's exceedingly rare to get any kind of conviction for an in-custody death against a jailer. You heard the prosecutor speaking that they're hoping this makes it a more safe place to be in 201 Poplar, saying, you know, the Memphis jail needs to be a safe place. And if it's not, then how can the Memphis streets be safe? But again, prosecutors failing to get a conviction for one of the jailers, Stevon Jones, the other Courtney Parham, getting down to the lowest level felony conviction that there is in the state of Tennessee, as we learn. Courtney Parham facing potentially 1 to 2 years, according to his lawyers. And they are going to have a sentencing date there coming up September 25th. Potentially alternative sentencing even would be in play. So it does seem like minimal jail time here for Courtney Parham as a result. Again, we'll go through some of these charges again about what exactly the verdict is. For Courtney Parham, found guilty of criminally negligent homicide and guilty of reckless endangerment, whereas Stevon Jones found not guilty of second-degree murder, not guilty of intentionally knowing aggravated assaults resulting in death, and not guilty of assault. So again, a split verdict here. Stevon Jones walking free. He's free to go. He's a free man. Courtney Parham has to return for a sentencing date coming up on September 25th. We will certainly be following that here for you on ABC 24. But his lawyers coming out somewhat, they said, mixed feelings despite this conviction, saying that they are feeling pretty good about this result, and they're hopeful that he'll be able to get some alternative sentencing there. But we're going to send it back into our Shekinah Davis. Shekinah, what have you learned? I know we just heard, sorry, we'll be going to her in just a few moments. Excuse me. Again, there was an important little note there, as the prosecutor said. There are still about 7 more co-defendants in this case yet to go to trial. Those are several other jailers there employed at Shelby County. A full list of names. Presumably those were folks that were maybe farther away from the incident when this occurred. You're taking a look at some of the video that became so crucial in both the defense's and prosecutor's case here. But there is still a number of other Shelby County jailers there that are at least potentially going to have some kind of trial here coming up on some lesser charges. So obviously we will be following that here on ABC 24 as much as we need to. As you heard, the prosecutors say exceedingly rare to get any kind of conviction for an in-custody death by a jailer. So they said they were feeling at least satisfied with the effort that they put in to get at least a partial conviction in this case, even if it was one of the least lesser felonies that exist in the state of Tennessee. But again, Courtney Parham facing 1 to 2 years, potentially, although alternative sentencing could come in play. Send it back out to our Shekinah Davis. Shekinah, what have you learned out there?
Yes, Kevin, just been learning. We, again, as you just saw, we've been talking. We just got the chance to talk with the defense, and we got the chance to talk with the prosecutor's side of this case. Again, both of them pretty much expressed how long this process has been throughout this entire trial. Again, we're on day 11 and that verdict has come in. Currently, we're waiting to hear from the family, I believe, of one of the former Shelby County corrections deputies there in just a moment. Hopefully we get the chance to speak with them and get their viewpoint on what happened today regarding the verdict. Again, hopefully we get the chance to hear from both sides of the families here. But again, just being able to see and hear from both sides, just been a long process. Again, the verdict that came in today regarding both Courtney Parham and Stevon Jones. Again, we are still following this and will continue to bring updates as we have more information become available today. Again, waiting to hear from more people, again, the family possibly. And so we will continue to bring you those updates as soon as we have them. Again, here outside of the courtroom. Shekinah Davis, back to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you for that, Shekinah. Yeah, I do wonder, I'm not sure, it wasn't specified. I do think that may be a family of inmate Gershun Freeman speaking with the prosecutors there, but we'll definitely check back in as soon as that occurs. I do want to confirm a lot of those other co-defendants that they mentioned that have not yet gone to trial, those Shelby County jailers are facing aggravated assault charges resulting in the death of another. We're going to send you back out there again.
You were on the stand, but still just fill it out for us.
I'm Kimberly Freeman, Kimberly, last name Freeman, Freeman.
I'm George Gershun Freeman, father. Georgeburks.
And I know this has been a very emotional time for you all. What was your reaction during this during this trial and once the verdict came down?
It was in God's hand. God is over everything. He sits high and looks low.
That's right.
God loaned Gershun to me. They took Gershun from me. But he sent archangels down here over this case. And we represented Sean. And that's General Funk and his team. I stand here with my head held high. My faith still trusting and leaning and depending on God for everything. Because it's been 4 years. And to try to get justice and grieve at the same time, it's not for the weak. My son wore his heart on his sleeve, and he will forgive those that killed him. It was more than one that killed my son, but God knows it. So I just say, I pray for those. And he put light on a dark place. He's helping others that come in this place that you should be treated as a human being, not like a dog. And I don't treat dogs bad. It's a lesson in all this for all of us. Learn to treat humanity like a human, not like people that you don't care about. Everybody deserves to be treated fairly in this world. And love to Jesus in everybody. Find it somewhere in your heart, because God sees it all and knows it all. And karma does not expire.
And I feel that Jones, he got away. A lot of them got away. Parham, he just sacrificed for them. It was way more than 9. And they stumped my baby to death, and I hope they get everything they got. I wish death on them.
Thank you.
Yeah, some extremely emotional words there from the family of Gershun Freeman. You can imagine their disappointment here, getting a split conviction. Stevon Jones walking free. Courtney Parham getting a guilty verdict on some lesser charges, not the second-degree murder charges that they had hoped for. According to his lawyers, they're expecting maybe 1 to 2 years. He's got a sentencing hearing on September 25th. So this is an ongoing story. Let's just run through, or not. Okay, we are going to send you back out. We're going to have a lot more on this for you here throughout the day on ABC 24 and 24 Plus. But for now, signing off.